Hi, this is Mitch Doan, and along with Jamie Richardson, we're your hosts of the Break-Thru Active podcast. We aim to deep dive into health and fitness that will help bring you a better understanding of topics that are of interest to you and can help you on your own journey. If you are enjoying the episodes, we'd love for you to leave us a rating on the platform you listen to your podcasts. Enough from me, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to the Break-Thru Active podcast. I've got another guest with me today. I've got Joe with me, who is a member of our Adamstown gym. So thanks, Joe, for coming on with me, mate.
No worries, mate. Glad to be on. Thanks for the invite.
Joe has been training with us for quite a while now. And before he joined, his partner Sam was training with us. And it was actually Joe who put us in touch with Sam originally. So that was back... Oh, what was that? Started 2021, maybe? Am I getting that right?
I think so, mate. Like I know it seems like a while now, but it goes real quick, right?
Yeah, going on a few years. So let's talk a little bit about time before, we met you and got to know you and Sam a bit better. Had you ever done any sort of gym work in the past, been a member of a gym or done any like group training stuff?
Not group training. Like I had done gym work, but kind of just left to your own device, that type of thing where you just walk in and you might do a class here and there or some weights, but nothing is kind of formal group work as what Break-Thru was.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people that sort of get started with us, they may have dabbled in bits and pieces of it, but not really anything too sort of, I guess, set, as opposed to what they're sort of doing now. But you played a fair bit of sort of sport growing up, from what I understand. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I've always been really sporty, like particularly, as a kid and into my teens and early adulthood. I was been a mad cricketer all my life, so into junior cricket. Also really big into hockey. So yeah, it was always like cricket in the summer, hockey in the winter time, right up until, 21, 22. It has been a big part of my life. Yeah.
Tell us, I was a bit of a cricketer growing up, but from what I understand, you were kind of at a pretty top level. I have heard through the grapevine. So tell us about who
Oh,
you played with and where you played around and everything.
yeah. So like not elite or anything like that, but I did take it pretty seriously, like in the local comp, and when I turned 18, finished school, I didn't want to go to university. I just wanted to take a year off, and so I went over to England, set up myself in London for a few weeks, and then ended up finding a cricket club in Surrey and played for a club called Frimley Park Cricket Club.
Okay.
And yeah, just had one of those gap years. Worked at a pub, played cricket on the weekend, and just loved it. Like absolutely had a ball. And then came back, started uni, and still played cricket. I played all my juniors for West, and then played grade cricket, played some first grade, that type of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was your, how did the cricket fare over in England? I know a few people who have done that, and that's kind of what a lot of the good players will do, because obviously you can't play cricket in the winter time here. So they'll kind of play the summer here, go over, get the winter in there, and then they're playing sort of, 8 or 9 months of the year. How was the level and the quality over there?
Oh, really good. Like surprisingly pretty good. Interestingly, I didn't get selected in the top grade when I went over there. Although I was probably good enough to get into the team, they had this like unreal Aussie from Latrobe in Tasmania,
Oh, okay.
who and I don't know whether you know this, but in England when you're playing cricket, they've kind of got this one Aussie rule, or they did at the
Oh,
time.
really? No, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
they did at the time when I was over there. So
Ah,
this guy kind of got like the top pick as the Aussie. So I wasn't selected, and so I played in the team, below. until they found out that I was traveling on an Irish passport because my old man was Irish, so and I was a dual citizen, so
Right.
they ended up actually playing as an Irishman rather than so I ended up getting put up into the into the higher team
Yeah,
and
cool.
playing with this Aussie who was just like spectacular. Like he scored 100 and took a hat trick in the same game.
Oh, wow.
Unreal.
What's his name? Would I know him? Has he
Oh,
played?
his name like I'm still mates with him on Facebook, Paul. So he's probably going to watch this,
Oh, of
and
course. Yeah,
if
absolutely.
I'm tagged on Facebook. Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, because I didn't know of that rule, but I guess Aussies must have a pretty good reputation as being good players, so they don't want them just to come in and take over the comp.
well, they did at the time. Like that was, when I
Yeah,
went over there, there was a time when Warren and McGrath and Ponting and all those guys were still at the top. Like Australia
yeah,
was, right
indeed.
up there. But, whether or not that's still a rule now, who knows? But
Well, I've always sort of wondered, like, obviously when you watch the Ashes or you watch cricket in England, there's a lot of like rained out days and things. So
mm.
was there a lot of that? Like, was it just more rain than normal, or did they kind of had
No.
good drainage and stuff and to kind of help that?
Yeah, well, look, it was 2000 and what was it, 2002? So I was kind of like,
Mm,
I'm looking back on it now. It's like, no, 2004, sorry, was when I went
yeah,
over there. So yeah, like, almost 20 years ago. But I can't remember there being too much like cancellations. I
yeah,
think we got a
mustn't have
good
been too
season.
bad. Okay.
But what the best thing over there was just not necessarily the standard of cricket or anything. What I remember is the facilities, like the white picket fences, the
Yeah.
clubhouses, the lush grounds, like a really nice rolled green. That's what I kind of remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of got that impression. It feels like everything would be done pretty well over there.
Yeah, yeah, it's like your quintessential like tea was like everyone having their tea, and
Very traditional.
cucumbers, yeah,
Yeah.
like cucumber
Yeah.
sandwiches and that type of thing.
Yeah, cool experience though, it would have been for
Oh
sure.
yeah, as a young fella, it was like unreal. I learned a lot, not only like cricket and sport, but just how to be independent and living overseas and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's when I've been to England a few times, but I was visiting a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and it was when the Ashes were on, and we're watching the Ashes
Mm.
at a pub, and we were the only two people in the pub watching the cricket. Everyone else was watching the EPL that was on
Oh
that
yeah,
afternoon too. So it's like I feel
yeah.
like it's not even close to being the most popular sport
No,
over there.
nowhere
I
near.
mean, and in Australia, I mean, I think it would probably go close, but yeah, over there they just love the EPL. I mean, you would
Just
have
football
seen
mad,
that.
right?
Yeah, they love it. But and then hockey, like I didn't actually know you played hockey, but that kind of feeds into cricket. I mean, the whole hand-eye coordination. I feel like a lot of good batsmen would be decent at hockey. So did you find a lot of carryover?
Yeah, definitely. Just that kind of, striking, hitting the ball type thing, hand eye, like you said. Fitness wise, it's completely like different.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say cricket there's much like running around endurance
No.
unless you're actually out there batting or bowling, for longer periods of time. But yeah, like fitness wise, like hockey's crazy. Like it's super quick. You're pretty much sprinting all the time, up and back. It's pretty dynamic.
It's similar to
I love it.
soccer in that respect. I mean, just the amount of movement you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And loved hockey. I haven't played it probably, for 15 years now, but yeah, played a pretty high level in Newcastle and um as a kid like rep type teams
Yeah.
and loved it. Like it's a great game. Hockey's a
Yeah.
fantastic
You'd probably
under.
be a pretty handy golfer as well, I imagine, if you put a bit of time.
No, terrible. Like
Right.
I have a terrible slice. Like
Uh,
so I've got to compensate. Like I
and the other way.
this way and then yeah, no,
A
I'm a shock golfer.
couple of lessons might fix you up, mate. But
Yeah,
did
pretty much.
with hockey, obviously a lot of fitness stuff, like you mentioned, and cricket. I mean, there's more fitness in cricket now. Like if you were playing at that level,
Mhm.
and you're 20 years younger, like could probably be different. But you know, with hockey, what did the training side of it look like? Was it kind of not much, or just sort of as in like you go and just train and do your skills and that was your fitness, or was
Yeah, it was
it
real
dedicated
skill
stuff?
based. Like, yeah, very much just skill based type of stuff at training. Like nothing really on the fitness side of things. So it was kind of just you have to do your own thing and like to maintain that pretty high standard. And then it was just match day type stuff. The thing with like hockey, I found like after a while, it was just pretty taxing on your body. Even like now, like God, it'd be awful. Like I'm a bit older now, but like early 20s to mid 20s, you might play like second grade and then get asked to go do some first grade stuff too, and like yeah, it's hard work, and I ended up with shin splints and because it's just that constant pounding on that astro and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was pretty rough on the body, like a lot of running and like um and just on your joints too, like turning and stopping, changing, that type of
Well,
thing.
yeah, I mean, although it's on AstroTurf, it's effectively concrete, right? Like it wouldn't be sort of
Yeah, well,
too far
there's
removed
only
from that.
AstroTurf, like just that much of it, and then it's straight on the concrete, and it's just
Yeah.
that constant kind of stuff
So
on you.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of sports, because even like things like soccer and stuff. I mean, obviously that's on grass, so it's a little bit more forgiving. But it's the change of directions, and a lot of women who have played netball, a lot they have those sorts of knee injuries, and because it's just going from like a sprint to a stop and changing direction. So throw a couple of sticks into the mix, and I think there'd be probably a few people that end up a bit worse for wear after their hockey career.
Absolutely.
A few of the girls who come into the gym actually play in Newcastle and play at a decent level, but sounds like pretty good
Yeah,
fun.
and I could kind of see how like doing the group training, like how like Break-Thru would get you to a really good standard of cardio that would make life a lot easier for for hockey.
Yeah, and I think that's I mean the type of training we do, and to be honest, like a lot of the training that a lot of other gyms do as well. It just for people who are involved with sport, it ties in very well. Although it's not like sport specific, it just keeps that like general level of fitness and
Yeah,
strength, so you
exactly.
can transition into the season or whatever part of the season you're in quite well. So normally for any sport, whether it's footy, cricket to an extent, but hockey, I'm sure, soccer, like you've got that sort of pre-season in the first month or two of the season where you're a bit out of shape and sucking in the big ones a lot. So I have definitely had a lot of people over the years who have been training regularly, and they start their season and they're like, I was running rings around everyone else in the team because they hadn't been training, and I have.
Exactly. Just got that good baseline, right? Like that you just
Yeah.
kind of
Even I've started playing touch footy again, and we had our first game of the season 2 weeks ago, and they lit like some of the guys in the team, really good touch football players, but they hadn't done any fitness stuff since the last game in like November. So it was like 3 months. And I was sort of said, oh, you guys been like, doing anything? And they're like, oh no, like F no.
Touch is a game you don't want to be coming into.
Yeah.
Not much fitness. Like
No, but it's amazing just sort of how quickly you can get out of shape from not sort of, if that is how you keep in shape through sport, like to stop and
100%, mate.
takes
It
a bit
only
of time to
takes,
start again.
and I noticed that even like just over the Christmas break, like even just 1 week, like or a couple of weeks, like doesn't take you too much to get back to where you were, but like just that first few, sessions, you're going, oh, geez. So it doesn't take much to lose it.
Yeah, no, and I think normally when I mean, like to that example over the Christmas period, like we're not really living a very healthy lifestyle typically in that period, eating and drinking and maybe a bit less sleep than normal. So it's kind of compounded. But yeah, it feels like you're back at sort of square one, but it's certainly not the case. You can get it back pretty quick, but it's a bit of a reality check when you're like, oh shit, like I've got to.
Well, I think I had a bit more of an extended Christmas break.
Did it tough for a bit. But
yeah,
tell us a little bit about your music career as well, mate. I have heard a few snippets from Sam, and I think Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's actually how you guys met, like through music?
No, not so. Sam and I met actually through West Leagues Club, so we were
Oh,
both
okay.
working in the bar together. But
Oh, okay. I must have got that
yeah,
wrong.
but Sam did a music degree.
Yeah.
Um, so she has a love and passion for music, and I always have played guitar and did a little singing, songwriting type stuff there for a while. These days I just keep my music to the classroom with the kids. I don't take it that seriously. But yeah, look, I like through high school involved in bands and that type of thing. Always loved guitar and
Yeah, cool. And you got a few
stuff.
hits on Spotify, I hear.
Oh, do I? I don't know.
Unless I'm completely getting this wrong, but I could have sworn
I think
Sam
you're
has
getting it
told me
wrong,
she's
mate.
like, if you go deep enough, or maybe if it's not Spotify, it's on like one of the old late,
MySpace.
yeah, maybe, yeah, your MySpace profile.
Maybe.
I need to dig that up.
No, but I love guitar, I like music, and got a lot of muso friends in
Yeah,
Newcastle. And
yeah, very
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
good.
then for a little while there, you and Sam were part owners of the pub in town, the Rogue Scholar.
Yeah, yeah, and
Had a
again, like
few.
a music. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. I was going to say we had a few of our social sort of things
That's
there
it.
when you guys were there, but yeah, a lot of sort of live music there. Was that sort of part of the reason you wanted to get into that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, live music venue, and a few mates of mine, had a regular spot there, and could use some of the contacts that I'd made over the years to, get people to play there and that type of thing. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that was great for that period of time, and then like just more of a focus on the kids and family life and settling down a little bit more.
yeah,
It's been great.
yeah.
Relate.
And I think it's a credit to both you guys. I mean, we have sort of, well, I'll be guessing, but a handful of sort of husband and wife combinations who come in. But I always do commend you guys for making it work when, in the afternoon you'll come often to an earlier session and then you'll tag out and switch the kids
Yeah,
over, and then Sam will do the one
yeah,
after you, or the later one. Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's a bit of obviously a fine balance for a lot of people, but like, how have you found it with you guys? Obviously, you're both doing it together. Has that sort of helped? Because you're both obviously supporting each other through it all. So talk a bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it hadn't been for Sam at the gym, I wouldn't have, joined. And we kind of push each other along and encourage each other to make the step to, do that session. Well, first of all, we're really lucky that we've got two kids that are pretty good and flexible, and
Yeah,
can survive if mum's here, and mum can go out and dad can look after her for a bit. So that's cool having kids, that are like that. But we've always kind of prioritized it as well, like making sure that that's part of what we do for our week. Because I'm not can't speak for Sam, but I know she really loves it. But for me, it's something that I feel like I have to do. I'm a better person through the day and through the week when I do work out. Um, so I guess it's just like making it a priority, and checking in with each other. And if I've missed a couple of days, Sam will go, "Oh, look, Joe, are you going tomorrow?" And I'll do the same for her, and we just keep each other a bit accountable.
yeah, it works well, and I think there are sometimes we hear of examples of couple, or like let's say it's the woman or the man and their partner doesn't work out, and not that they're actively against them, but they're kind of saying, oh, just stay in bed this morning or come home after work or whatever, and it kind of can be hard to sort of put the foot down and say, oh, like, no, I'll need to go. But I think it's great that you guys are both sort of supporting each other, and yeah, a bit of extra accountability if you've had a few days off and help.
Yeah, and the hardest thing is actually just making that decision to go, like just actually going out the front door. Like that's the hardest thing.
Yeah,
That's the first step that you got to make, and once you do that, it's good. You just get in
yeah.
the car and go and you work out, and it's fine.
Yeah, and that's sort of, for us, we are really big on just attendance and just showing up, because like you
Yeah.
were saying, like previously when you've done like your own thing at the gym, we hear a lot of people that talk about doing that. Maybe they get to the gym, but they kind of fart ass around a bit, or they'll do a few sets of this, a bit of treadmill, and then they'll leave after 20 minutes type of thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but obviously
A
the
lot of,
group
yeah, a
dynamic.
lot of the time, like, it's been the ones where, like, the sessions where I've felt a little bit flat. Oh, geez, do I really want to go? Like, or in the morning or in the afternoon, and then I generally work out in the afternoon. Might have had a tough day at school or whatever. It's those ones that I've kind of tended to be the best ones for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I don't know what that is, but
I think it's just a bit of a feeling of accomplishment too, because you know that like you felt like crap and it would have been easier to go home, so you get it done and you feel good for it. And not every day you're ready and raring to come in and knock it out of the park, so you take a bit more accomplishment knowing that you've done it after a shitty day.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, but look, I'm sounding like I don't enjoy it. It's awesome. I love it. Like, it sounds like it's the worst thing ever, but it's not at all. Like, I actually genuinely love going. I look forward to it. Seeing the other guys there in the gym and the trainers, and the fact that each day is a little bit different, and so it keeps it relevant and fresh. And I genuinely enjoy working out. It's good fun.
No, it's great to hear, mate. And we'll wrap it up there. But we love having you both come in, and like I said, we know it's not easy managing a young family, and with you both doing it and working full time and the rest of it. And I think it's fantastic you've both made it a priority and making it happen. And a couple of years on, and you guys are still with us, so we appreciate all the support.
worries,
We love having you guys all with it in the part.
Oh, we love it too. Yeah, and looking forward to the next few years.
Yeah,
Happy
beautiful.
days.
Righto. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. And thanks everyone for listening. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Cheers. See ya.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If there is a topic you'd like us to discuss that we haven't already, please make sure you reach out in Facebook Messenger and we'll do our best to cover it in the upcoming episodes. For those of you enjoying the podcast, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and leave us a rating. It really helps us grow and spread the good word. Hoping you're all having a great day, and we'll be sure to see you on the next one.